Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to this explainer. Today we're taking a deeply reflective journey into Surah Al-Mulk, the Master of the Universe. We're going to explore how these specific verses completely dismantle human arrogance and map out the true reality of our universe, literally from the grandest cosmic scales right down to the most microscopic details of our daily lives. But to really grasp this, we've got to start by setting the scene. Imagine the incredibly dark, oppressive nights of early Mecca. In the alleys, there was no peace. There were the screams of persecuted believers. Innocent people were chained up, thrown onto the scorching desert sand, and brutally tortured, all while the arrogant rulers of the Quraysh laughed. They boasted that they alone held ultimate power over the city, and honestly, over life itself. Right in the middle of all that horrifying darkness, a revelation came down. Just 30 verses. Think about that. But these 30 verses shifted the paradigm entirely. They didn't just offer comfort to the oppressed, they turned the mocking faces of those oppressors pale with fear. They firmly established exactly who holds the real power. For the Prophet and his companions, this text was an absolute shield. They viewed this surah as Al-Mania, meaning the protector, and Al-Munjiyat, the savior. You see, it wasn't just some political or social statement for this world. It was understood to be a literal protector in the afterlife, specifically guarding the believer from punishment in the realm of Barzakh, the grave.
Okay, let's dive into the framework here. This surah operates on three core purposes: reminding humans of our absolute limits, redefining life as a deliberate test, and declaring the inescapable reality of the afterlife. Essentially, it completely humbles us while establishing ultimate accountability. We actually control nothing.
The very first word of the surah sets this entire foundation, Tabaraka. It means the source of continuous, perfect, indestructible, and flawless blessings. We're always searching for blessings, right? In our food, our time, our lives. But this word reveals that true, lasting blessings stem entirely from one single divine source. It's reserved exclusively for Allah. And this brilliantly illustrates the concept of Al-Mulk, or dominion. Blessed is he in whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. By declaring that all dominion is in his hand, the text completely shatters the illusion of the Meccan elite. It's basically saying the power they were so incredibly proud of was temporary, strictly limited, and completely meaningful in the grand scheme of the universe.
Now, what's really fascinating is the stark contrast in worldviews here. The oppressors in Mecca viewed death as the absolute end, just a meaningless pile of bones, which conveniently freed them from any moral accountability for their cruel actions. But the surah flips this entirely. Death isn't an abrupt end. It is a deliberate creation and a gateway to a profound test.
The verse famously says, "He who created death and life to test you as to which of you is best indeed." Notice the emphasis on best indeed. The test isn't about who can just crank out the most things, it's about your ultimate sincerity and having the correct methodology. It's literally an evaluation of quality over sheer quantity.
So the crucial point here is this brilliant theological balance. Allah pairs two distinct names: Al-Aziz, the Almighty with unbeatable power, and Al-Ghafur, the forgiving with boundless mercy. This teaches us something amazing. The test of life is backed by terrifying absolute power, yet the test isn't actually designed to destroy you. It is fundamentally driven by a desire to forgive.
From this intimate personal test, the surah suddenly zooms way out to the cosmic level. Look again, do you see any flaws? It points to the seven heavens, from our local solar system out to vast superclusters of galaxies, and it issues a direct challenge to the observer. Look again, do you see any flaws? Do you see a single crack in this massive system? Then the text doubles down on this challenge. Look again and again. Your vision will return to you exhausted. This repetition is just mind-blowing. It predicts that whether you use your naked eye, the most advanced mathematical models, or the absolute peak of modern science and telescopes, human vision will simply exhaust itself trying to find chaos in this universe. The design is completely impenetrable.
Within this cosmic perfection, the surah uses the name Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. Think about the sheer scale of this for a second. The core of the sun burns at 20 million degrees, yet we are placed at the exact perfect distance to thrive. The text portrays this terrifyingly powerful cosmic design not just as some massive flex of strength, but as something calibrated precisely out of mercy for our very existence. But
Transitioning from those merciful heavens, the text forces us to confront a terrifying psychological description of hellfire. It doesn't just describe a location on a map, it describes a living, roaring reality that practically bursts with rage at those who disbelieve and those who arrogantly oppress others on earth.
As those people face this horrifying reality, a brutal, Socratic method takes over. The guards of the fire ask a crushing, inescapable question: did no warner come to you? It's a question of absolute personal accountability. There's literally nowhere to hide, no excuse left to make.
And note what happens next. The inhabitants make their final, devastating confession. If only we had listened or reasoned, we would not be among the companions of the blaze. Their ultimate failure wasn't just disobedience. It was their arrogant refusal to truly listen, to observe the world around them, and to actually use the intellect they were given.
Okay, zooming rapidly back down from the unseen world to our daily lives on Earth, the Surah lays out the practical reality of our test. 3 steps. Walk its smooth, accessible paths. Eat from the sustenance provided. But never, ever forget step 3. Your final return is to Him. Don't get lost in the illusion that this world is permanent, because it's not. And then it challenges our incredibly false sense of security. It asks, are you secure that the very earth beneath your feet won't just swallow you up, or that the sky won't suddenly rain stones? I mean, we walk around feeling so completely safe all the time, but this forces us to acknowledge who truly maintains the delicate planetary balance that keeps us alive every single second.
To really drive this home, the text points to a mundane, everyday sight. Just look at the birds in flight above you, expanding and folding their wings. The surah elevates this incredibly ordinary visual into a profound marvel of divine engineering, asking us to look closer at what actually keeps them afloat.
None holds them up except the most merciful. Indeed, He is seeing of all things. It argues this isn't just aerodynamics. No, it is the unseen hand of Ar-Rahman, proving that ultimate support comes from above, not from our earthly systems or our technology.
Which naturally leads right back to you. Consider your ultimate vulnerability. If Allah stops your provision today, who is the army that will provide for you? Think about it. If the whole system crashes, no corporate job, no massive bank account, and no human army can truly guarantee your provision or save you.
And for the final mic drop moment, we zoom all the way in. We started at the vast galaxies and superclusters, and now we end on something as simple yet absolutely vital as a single glass of water. The text asks you, what if your water simply vanished deep into the earth?
Who could bring you flowing water? That's such a beautifully provocative thought to conclude on. The surah leaves us with this profound realization. The exact same creator who governs the expanding, infinite universe holds the key to your very next sip of water. Without Him, you have absolutely nothing. It truly forces us to confront exactly who is the master of the universe.
সম্মানিত ভিউয়ার্সরা, আপনাদের যদি এই ভিডিওগুলো ভালো লাগে তাহলে আপনারা লাইক, ফলো, শেয়ার দিয়ে আমাদের পেজের সাথে থাকুন। দেখা হচ্ছে নেক্সট ভিডিওতে।